There we go. Wow, that took forever for that to come up.
What's up, everyone? I'm going live, by the way, Erica.
Oh.
Yes. This week, we're going to talk about some news in the gaming world, as well as the upcoming Stray game, which none of us have played yet because we haven't gotten there yet. So we're going to be talking about some gaming news and talking about what we're going to play instead of Stray. So this is the Replayer Podcast. What's up, everyone? Sorry about that little bit of a weird start, Erica. I had to hey, get over here.
I didn't realize.
We're going live. That's the fun of doing it live. So what's up, visual listeners? Stray is out now, and we hope it lives up to all of your furry hype, plus some gaming news this week. I'm your host, of course, Dan Morris, a.k.a. Stark Evil Vash. Joining me this evening for this evening's discussion is Erica Ondewin and Jake Steele of the Brown Hotel.
Brownest.
I had to throw that out there. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Life is good.
So I had wanted to do a little bit of maybe a Stray kind of deep dive, but our ducks didn't quite come into a row. None of us have gotten to properly play it yet. Erica's going to be playing it tomorrow night.
I'm going to stream the entire game. It's going to be like a 6-hour stream.
Yeah, I've heard that you can beat the game in about 5 to 6 hours, depending. Yeah. I do plan on playing it. I was going to try to knock it out this week, but I didn't get around to it. Maria was actually supposed to be here with us tonight, and she's not. She did play through the whole game already, and she's working on writing a review for Couch Soup. So we were going to talk it up there and say, hey, look forward to her review. So maybe we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, it's a cute looking game about a cat. But we haven't played it yet. So instead, we're going to be talking about some news in the gaming world this week. But just so you know, this is the Replayer Podcast. It's a podcast for the Couch Soup website, talking about unfiltered gaming culture. And we're here to talk about video games and why we love them. So where do we want to get started this week? You know what, Erica? Go ahead and throw out that topic you said you wanted to talk about. Let's go. Let's start with that.
Okay, let's talk for just a second. It's probably just going to be me talking. But the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves trailer just came out. Oh my gosh, was that today?
I think so.
Yeah.
This has been a long day for me, apparently. So the trailer came out and these character I think the character promos were yesterday and this trailer came out today. And as someone who plays D&D and mostly actually just indie TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, this hypes me up so much seeing this, what I think is a perfect cast.
What is it exactly?
Pine. So it's really just like a D&D campaign come to life in movie form. That's really what it is. Which, as I was thinking about it, I was like, D&D campaigns are literally just movies that you make up on the spot. Because, I mean, with Critical Role, they made an Amazon TV show based off of a campaign. And so this is, it's not in the same realm, but it's the same idea. So we have some amazing actors. Let me pull up the list real quick.
So I've got the trailer going here too for our visual listeners on the YouTubes. Okay, so this is the first time I've actually seen the footage that it's actually a show,
really?
Correct?
Look at this.
Okay, I've only seen the character reveal video.
It's just so beautiful.
So it's an actual legitimate show based in the Dungeons and Dragons world, and you have all these popular actors playing characters in this hardcore nerdy D&D show. Yes. And then it's got Justice Smith in it, right?
It does. Let me see.
I think that's pretty cool. I like Justice Smith.
Justice Smith is in it. I'm really excited for that. Reggae Jean Page from Bridgerton is in this movie. And I'm so glad he's not doing Bridgerton and he's doing this because he looks so amazing in that armor. And Chris Pine is just a perfect pick for a bard. He's got the most, he's probably got the highest charisma out of everybody on the cast. And not only that, but he's an amazing singer. Michelle Rodriguez as the barbarian is also amazing because she is just so strong.
It's an owl
amazing. Bear. Yeah, an owl bear.
Oh my goodness.
I freaking love owl bears. Like there's like they're a terrible enemy and stuff to fight, but I freaking love owlbears.
Okay, I'm
And
actually kind of hyped for this now that I'm seeing the trailer.
yeah,
This looks
it's
pretty
just
cool.
look how beautiful it is. Oh,
And then it's got Hugh Grant in it, of all things.
yes. I don't remember his class that he's playing, but Hugh Grant is just a classic. Classic choice. And the mimic, I was waiting for that. And the cube, the gelatinous cube, like there's just all sorts of just like classic things from D&D being thrown in here. And it's going to be chaotic and it's going to be so much fun. I'm very excited.
Nice.
Anyways. Oh,
Cool. All right.
I love it. Anyways,
Anyways.
that was my spiel. I'm very excited for this.
We had to let Erica get some of her TTRPG
Excitement
nerd
out.
out.
She was gonna explode.
I was like, can I talk about this for like just a minute?
And
Eyes were all glossy.
I do want to have us do a little round of like what we've been playing lately, especially since it's a little bit of a slower week. But we do have some gaming news bits I want to get into and go over real quick. We can start with the Stray as a little bit of the review scores have come out. Most of them are fairly positive, and it's adding to my level of like I want to play this game. But I'm glad I have expectations to know what I'm going to get into playing it. We don't need to go into a super deep dive on all that, but I'm curious, Jake, do you have any interest in Stray at all?
Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I got to start off because honestly, probably in the minority here. It's not my cup of tea. I'm not a cat person. I'm more of a dog person.
It's okay.
No offense to people who love cats, but I don't see the appeal to it. What is it, like a $30 game? From what I saw,
Yeah.
it's
Think
$30.
so.
I mean, I think it's priced well for being 5-6 hours. I can't complain about that. But I just don't see me sitting down and giving my time playing that when there's so many other games out there. But on the other hand, it's Erica, I know you're playing it tomorrow, so
I am.
maybe you can kind of sway me on that, and I can
Come
change
watch
my view
the
on it.
stream.
But from what
Yeah.
I've heard, like it's a very good game. But it
Yeah.
doesn't appeal to me.
I was very interested in the take that this is kind of funny actually in their review when they were talking about Stray. I forget if I think it was Greg Miller said that it's a great cat game, but it's not a great game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I register so hard with that because I've said the same thing for the Godzilla game that I like. It's a great Godzilla game, but it's not a great game.
That's interesting.
But
And
I
I am a huge cat person. We just adopted our 3rd and 4th kittens.
that's a lot of cats.
So, yeah. We're cat people, dual income millennials with no kids.
See,
We're
now
gonna
we're
save the
dog
world.
people. We have 4 dogs, and we're talking about
Yeah.
a 5th dog if that happens. So
Aww.
I want the dog Stray game. I want the game.
That would
I mean,
be really cute.
Stray dog.
Stray dog.
Stray dog.
I
But
mean, like
I love this.
one of my favorite PS2 games was like Okami, where you play as the wolf and you just run around and bark at things. I'm like, this is great. I'm happy. just
Oh my
being a
gosh.
dog. Just running
I
around
love
being a dog.
when games allow you to pet dogs and cats.
All right.
That's my
That's always like the first question anytime I see an animal in the game is, can I pet
Can I
them?
pet
Can
it?
you pet the animal?
Can I pet him? I need to
But-
know if I can pet them.
In regards to Stray, I'm really excited because I am a cat person. So I'm excited to see, because I've been trying to not look at like reviews or like anybody's like TikToks, even though they're all over my page, because the algorithm is like, hey, you like cats, you like video games. Accurate. So I like them to go and save for later. But I'm a huge cat person and I'm really excited to see how accurate and those little quirks that cats have that they're going to put into the game. Like I know in like one of the promos and stuff, like you can knock stuff over, you can walk through paint. Like it's just
That's
the
actually the
cat
thing I look
stuff.
forward to the most is I want to be a cat
Yeah,
and just be an
I wanna
asshole
be
to people.
Cats aren't assholes. Anyways,
If I
that's
can
just
walk
a
up
whole
and like
other thing.
lay on somebody's laptop while they're working on something and just like
Right.
It's
fuck up what they're
warm.
doing.
Why wouldn't you go and lay on it?
You just deleted all my files. Oh no!
Well, I didn't know that. It's a warm laptop.
It's so
and they love
comfy, though.
warmth.
You gotta have
Anyways.
like predator vision as the cat, so when you see thermal items, you're like, ooh, something to lay on.
It's true. We're getting bell collars for our kittens because they're so stealthy and quiet. We don't know where they are.
Where are they?
Having their own video
Anyways.
game adaptation. That's it.
So come to Deadpan Gaming Cozy Gamer Friday tomorrow. We're gonna stream the whole game.
Yeah, if you want to watch Erica swoon,
Oh my gosh, so much of just
so much swooning.
yes. Yes.
I heard you can't customize your cat in the game, and people are
You
actually
can't?
disappointed about that. Yeah, you're stuck with
Mm.
the one cat.
I mean, an orange cat is still fine. They're probably the most well, they probably are the cats IRL that have the least brain cells. So that feels right.
The tabby cat.
hmm Yeah, my orange cat Nolan has like no brain cells.
I feel, but I think I heard that too, where people were saying that it would have been a better way to connect with the cat character if you could customize them and name them.
Black cat, all the way.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if
Anyways,
they'll eventually do it, but I'm looking forward to it.
since we haven't played that game yet and we were not able to discuss it, let's move on to some other gaming news that's come out this week. One of which was coming from the studio Digital Extremes. If you've not heard of them, they developed a game called Warframe, which is actually supposedly a massive success now. I haven't tried the game since it way back in the day, but now Digital Extremes is working on a new game called Soulframe. You know, that's a huge leap in naming conventions. But I will say Soulframe has got my interest very piqued, especially I think the first article I read on it compared it to Princess Mononoke, because they were saying that they took direct inspiration from Studio Ghibli when they were designing that game, and that instantly like made all my like radars start pinging. And you guys have had a chance to watch the trailer, correct?
Oh yeah.
What did you think from that trailer?
Oh, you go, Jake. Go ahead. I've been talking a lot.
Let's go.
Yeah, so my first reaction when I clicked on it and started watching it, that's like one of the first shots is like you just see this naked person. And I was like, which video did I click on? Did I click on the right video? Am I watching the right trailer? So I wasn't too sure about it, like the first opening moments. But as it kind of, went on, and I think it was the part where like he pulls the sword from like the stone.
hmm
I think from that point on, it kind of like picked up, and I kind of liked it. It piqued my interest a bit. And like I wasn't a big Warframe person. I played it back when it first came out, like 2013, right before the original Destiny came out. It's kind of something to hold me over until Destiny came out. I kind of fell off of it pretty quick though. This looks pretty interesting, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah,
I'm definitely curious to see more because they haven't shown anything more than this trailer.
There's no gameplay footage. It looks like.
Yeah, it's really pretty looking, and I'm probably gonna try to play it. But initially, when I played Warframe, it felt I prefer my games to be linear and to be like, hey, here's how you progress in the game, and I didn't
Says
like
the
fact
Elden
that
Ring player of.
But at least I could look up the directions on how to do it properly, and I didn't do that for Warframe, and I really should have, and I probably would have
You
felt
probably
better about
could've.
it. Yeah, I probably would have felt better about it, but yeah, I think I'll give it a try and do it properly this time.
So from this Kotaku article that I've got up here, it says where Warframe was a fast-paced shooter set in a sci-fi universe, Soulframe is a fantasy MMO with an emphasis on melee combat, but not necessarily a sequel. Which actually that kind of ticks a few more boxes for me. I wonder how the MMO aspect of that is going to actually play into the game, how MMO-y it's going to be. But I love the influences here. I like that it's going to be a melee focused combat game. I still wonder about that MMO part though.
Do we know if it's going to be free to play like Warframe, or
They haven't
That's a good
said. I don't
question.
believe they said. In this article, they further go on to say that they drove inspiration from the likes of Princess Mononoke and the Neverending Story, and you can kind of see that in like the animal designs, especially the wolf. That wolf looks like it's straight out of Princess Mononoke, which is another one of my favorite like Studio Ghibli films. Let's see. I don't see any other details on it because it's still very early. I don't know. It's in early development, so we probably won't know for a little while what the pricing may actually be on this game. Knowing how successful they were with Warframe, I would like to think they would stay in that kind of mode and like, well, we know how to do free to play now. We know how to do it. We know how to make it work. So hopefully that's kind of be the same model that they use with Soulframe when it comes out.
Yeah, I'm
And
interested to
hopefully
see it.
Hopefully, it's not going to be like what was that game that came out for the PS5 last year? I already forgot what it was called. The God's fault something. I don't know. I forgot now because it was
Was it?
Godfall. Yeah,
I think it was Godfall.
Godfall.
it was like a Destiny like, but with melee combat, and it was like
Oh,
people
I
had
feel like
already
my brother-in-law played this, or at least tried to, and it didn't really hook him.
yeah. Now
Huh.
this is like right here, like this
Godfall.
character design that we're seeing in the trailer too. That's another like it looks like it's straight out of Princess Mononoke. And then if the gameplay holds up to what we see in this trailer at all, like I'm there for it. I look forward to seeing what's happening, especially if you befriend that big wolf thing, and then the wolf can be your buddy, and you go on adventures together. I'm all for that.
All for that. 100%.
Any other last takes on this before we move on, folks?
I don't think so. It looks pretty. So
I wish I had
That's
Tyler
what
here
I'm saying.
today. I know Tyler would have a lot more to say on this.
really,
Because he likes Warframe, so he'd have a lot more.
Yeah, I'm a little interested in the customization and see kind of how that may look. I mean, because like I like the look of it at the moment, from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, and if you can get really deep with like your character customization, oof. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there. But again, it's still very early. We don't know a lot about this game.
Yeah.
But the next topic of discussion that we have is this is kind of a big deal to me. When I first read this, I was actually like, it's about damn time. So Sony has finally unveiled that they're doing PlayStation Stars, which is essentially their version of Xbox Rewards points. And I'm actually really happy that they're finally doing this because I love Microsoft Reward points. I use those things religiously because I get free money every month from Microsoft Rewards points. If you're not doing this already, if you play on Xbox, you can sign up for Microsoft Rewards for free. There's like a few basic tasks that you can do from time to time. They give you rewards points. You get rewards points for Googling and searching for things through Bing. There's little easy to do tasks and you get rewards points. And they also have a system where like for every 8,000 rewards points or whatever it is, you can redeem a $10 gift card. I hit that 8,000 points every month. I get a $10 gift card every month.
can you stack the gift cards?
You can stack them. Yeah,
nice.
You can just let them build up. And then I use them on whatever the next purchase I make is going to be. And a lot of times whenever they're doing like right now, they have the, I think it's the summer game sale going on. If you spend $40 in the summer game sale, you get 4,000 points back, which is essentially a $5 rebate.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a great system. It's a great program. So now Sony has got their own version of this coming out where it's more or less going to be the same thing. They're going to reward people for getting trophies, just like Xbox rewards people for getting achievements. There's going to be rewards for doing certain activities in games, for making certain purchases. It's quite literally like the exact same thing.
That's kind of nice because I'd heard stuff about the Xbox points and stuff. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I was like, it's too bad I don't have an Xbox and I don't think it counts towards PC. And I play a lot of games. Me and my brother-in-law will switch off buying the major games because we'll just share the stuff because my husband's not on PlayStation anymore. So that's going to be really nice when we do that, and then we can just kind of pool our stuff together and be like, hey, let's get this major release practically free. So that'll be nice. So I'm very much looking forward to that because who wouldn't?
Right? Who doesn't want to get those little
Free
kickbacks and
money.
things? I know, Jake,
It'll
you're an
make me wanna
Xbox
do
player.
trophies. So I usually don't care.
So I honestly believe I've been sleeping on the Xbox side version of that for quite some time. Like I've always seen them there, but like I've never really looked too deep into it. But like you're kind of selling me on like maybe I should be paying a little bit more attention to this.
It's free
because
money.
like I do recall the other night when I was looking at the game sale, seeing that offer you were telling me about to spend $40, get the 4,000 points.
Yeah.
I mean, so like I guess you would be a fool really not to go into it. I mean,
like I said,
it's free money.
It's
free money. If you're
free
gonna,
money.
you're going to put in the work. I mean, you get something out of it. So
And
I think
not
it's
much
great.
work,
PlayStation-
apparently.
Yeah, and they have another thing where every week there's a weekly set of goals that they can reach, and in that weekly set you have to achieve these 3 things. They're usually very easy. Like one is check out the featured game of this week, and then the next thing is like get 3 achievements this week, and then the next thing is like earn X amount of points. And when you complete the weekly task, it gives you a bonus 100 points. And then there's bonuses for doing it consistently. So every 10 weeks, you get a bonus 2,500 points. And it's just like they have all these ways that everything kind of like stacks together. And I'm easily earning, 10,000 or more points a month with very minimal effort on my end, especially when I earn roughly 50 points a day just from getting an achievement, because you get a 50 points for every achievement. And I don't know, it's just a great system. I love that I'm basically getting money for playing on my Xbox.
Yeah.
And
what was this week's goal?
For which one?
I don't know.
On Xbox?
Yeah.
Specifically, I think it was the featured game. Might have been. It's usually something new. It bounces around from time to time. It's usually pretty random. But then it's like get 3 achievements, which I got almost instantly from playing Gears of War with Jake the other day. Me and Jake were playing Gears of War 5, and I got a bunch of achievements playing Horde. And then,
oh my god, yeah, they didn't stop coming for you.
Yeah, I got a bunch. So I got
gosh,
my
awesome.
weekly ones pretty easily. And then I have it on an auto renew, so that once the month hits, like once the first of the next month happens, if I have the points in my account, it automatically rolls out a $10 gift card into my account.
Nice.
So it's just there. Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
I've actually almost every time I'm playing PlayStation, once I get a trophy, I'm just kind of like, man, it's too bad I'm not getting a kickback from that like I do on Xbox.
Well, when was the release date for that? I don't remember
I
seeing
don't
it.
remember that either, if they have a release date, but I can vamp a little bit if you want to look it up for us. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. I'm happy that Sony is kind of getting on the ball with some of these things. These are quality of life improvements that I feel like Sony has just been not giving people. Like, I've been getting kickbacks from Xbox for over 10 years, at least, since Xbox Live. Like on the 360, they had a kickback system, and it's changed and adjusted over the years, but I think it's about time that Sony's kind of getting there, and they're going to have this system of rewarding its players for doing what they're doing, and it incentivizes them to spend money in the store is what it does. Because I rarely buy a game for $10 or less. I'm usually using that $10 to buy something more expensive,
So all I'm seeing for release date is later this year.
Mm.
So at some point in
So
2022,
they
starting tomorrow.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like holiday,
Yeah.
winter,
Yeah.
Christmas time
That's a
frame.
good idea to release that. Especially maybe they'll do it. When does the new God of War come out? That comes out
November.
later this year.
November.
Maybe they'll do it
yeah.
alongside
November.
God of War.
Yeah. And that was another thing too, is Xbox always has game specific redemptions. If you're buying a game digitally, like I did this with Elden Ring. If I bought Elden Ring digitally, I got a I forget what it was, like 6,000, 8,000 points. So it's almost like a $10 rebate just for buying the game digitally through the
Dang.
Xbox store.
That's awesome.
And they do that all the time. Oh yeah, I have notes from Maria. She was supposed to be here, so I was gonna do Maria's notes. So Maria says on the PS points, I like the idea of Sony doing points. Xbox has a good system with that. People play games a lot, so why not reward them for their time and give them something back for it? Sorry, Maria, I was gonna read your notes for everything else too, but I was gonna voice her opinion.
He started having his own independent thoughts, Maria. Congratulate him.
So Jake, you're
Good
going to
note.
get on the Xbox points now. What do you think
for
about
sure.
PlayStation finally having points?
Oh no, I definitely think, honestly, it's I feel like PlayStation is trying to play catch up
Yes.
with Xbox on a few different things, like with the whole their version of Game Pass thing. Now with this, like it's like I like the idea of everything trying to form together. I don't know. I hate going to Xbox saying I can only do this here. I can only do this on PlayStation. I know it's exclusives and whatnot, but like certain things, I feel like you should be doing on both platforms.
Mhm.
Allow cross play.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, cross play. That's the word. I was thinking of
Like
cross save
some
for some
games are
reason.
doing it, but not nearly enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To something that you were saying that made me think of this. I don't know if it's where you were going with it, but it made me think of the like consumerism and the competition is good. Like
Mhm.
having Xbox be an actual competitor in the space is good because it's making Sony
Yeah.
try harder.
It's gonna push each other
Yeah,
to
like
do
Sony's
better.
doing more things. I guarantee you, if Xbox was struggling more in this console generation and Sony was just blowing them out of the water, we wouldn't have the new PlayStation Plus system. We wouldn't have the PlayStation Stars coming. We wouldn't have PS1 games
Oh,
playable
yeah.
on the PlayStation 5 right now.
Oh yeah, that was fun to watch the internet's reaction to all of that.
We only have these old backwards compatible games on the PlayStation because PlayStation had to make up for stuff. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
like they didn't want to do backwards compatible. Remember when they announced the PS5 and they were like, we believe in generations. We're not doing backwards. We're not doing our games going forward are going to be PS5 exclusive. But now they're all PS4 and PS5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
And they had to because they were realizing that it wasn't the
limiting.
right thing to do. So it's more of PlayStation making smart decisions. And along with them putting their games on PC, that's the smartest decision they've ever
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, moving right along. The next bit that we have is Skate 4, or what is better known now is just Skate. This is like a rebranding, reboot of the series of Skate. And they have announced that Skate 4 is going to be free to play, which is always kind of like cool, but especially when it comes from a company like EA. Did you guys ever play Skate?
I've never played Skate. I was always a Tony Hawk Pro Skater kind of guy
Hmm.
growing up.
Yeah.
But oh man, like I think the one thing I loved about those games more than anything were just the soundtracks were on
Oh,
point.
yeah. They always had great soundtracks.
And some of the character skins you can unlock as well were amazing. So if Skate is anything like that, like I'm sold. Like I'll give it a go, especially if it's free to play.
Uh,
So go ahead, Erica.
Right. Oh, just kind of like a fun fact. The reason I was drawn to the Tony Hawk games was because I actually knew him growing up. Um,
Tony Hawk.
I went to
But
school with his son Riley, and he would come
Oh,
pick him up
yeah.
all the time and
You
hang out
mentioned
with
you
the
mentioned this
kids.
before.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I always did that game because like, he was always just so kind and so nice to us, and so it drew me to those games. So this kind of intrigues me a little bit.
Yeah, so to give you a little history, there's a difference between Skate and Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk is very much an arcade game,
Yes.
not grounded in reality at all.
No.
No.
Where
Very much no.
Skate was the opposite of that. Skate was very physics based, especially when this was around the time of when EA was putting out a lot of sports games that were like, we're going to use the right stick for everything. Like it's Fight Night. Fight Night had it where like the way you move the stick changed like the way your guy boxed, and Skate did something similar with the way that you controlled your character. So it actually mapped the board itself, the skateboard, to the right stick, and the way you move the right stick changed the way you move the board. So you'd have to like flick the stick to do an ollie, and then it was the way you move the stick around it. Either way, what it comes down to is it's really good.
Yeah.
It's very different from Tony Hawk. It's a different experience, but it's
more
really good.
realistic, and it sounds like it's a lot more technical.
And Skate also had like really fun online multiplayer where you could like group up in a session with friends and just skate around a city together.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and it was this great like way to just hang out with your friends. I think one of the first times I played Skate, it might have been Skate 1, it might have been Skate 2, I don't remember, but I was living in California at the time, and my buddy who lives in New York, we would get online together, we'd get in a skate session, and we would just skate around and, like shoot the shit while we're, riding certain spots, trying to get tricks and things. And it did skateboarding much more realistically. And if you can actually play Skate 3 now on Xbox through backwards compatibility, and it's a huge resurgence. Like people still love that game.
I think Skate 3 is on Game Pass. I
I
believe.
believe so through
Is it
EA.
really?
I think so, yeah. But it's super fun, and I'm hopeful for Skate 4 and what that's going to be. It's been a long time coming, so we'll see. Because it makes me nervous when EA is like, "We're going to do a free to play game," and it's like, "Cool. How much are you going to try to rake me over the coals with
$5 to do a
microtransactions?"
kickflip.
Like, okay. It's bad enough that Fall Guys just announced a Godzilla skin, and I'm like, crap. Now I'm gonna go spend money in Fall Guys, even though I don't play that game often. Okay. Oh, Maria, she said seems fun. Skateboarding games are always
What
fun.
an excellent thing to say.
Right.
It's just chef's kiss.
Perfect. Wraps it up nicely. Okay, so we did have. There's another little bit on here. If you guys want to get into it, I'd love to give one of you guys a chance to maybe take the reins on this one. If you want to give it a go, the Unity CEO saying dumb things on the internet. Have you
I
had a
have
chance to
actually
look at that?
been looking that right now, and I'm just
Go ahead. Can you read the comment, like the quote? Do you have the quote right there? So
is
I'll
it
lead you into it.
the apology?
Yes. So Unity CEO John Ricitello apologizes for comments that he said during an interview on a podcast, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so in a recent interview, he called developers who don't implement monetization options early in their games the most beautiful and pure, brilliant people, but also the biggest fucking idiots. And then he says later on Twitter, he posts, "My word choice was crude and I'm sorry. I'm listening and I will do better." And he provides more context on his thoughts on the matter or what I would have said if I had taken greater care.
Thank you. That's clearly like somebody was like, dude, you fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I bet he had no idea. Absolutely no idea and just was saying these things and someone came up to him and was like, "So this is turning out to be problematic." And he's like, "Why?" And they're like, "You need to post this apology." And he's like, "Okay, fine, whatever."
Fine.
That just sounds like something a typical older white man would do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just so disgusting. They are not idiots.
It adds to the pile of like other stupid nonsense that we see from like the big CEOs of companies just
Yep.
being belligerent assholes. And it's like,
They have no care.
man.
And it's disgusting.
Before you post it, read it again, delete it, retype it, read it again. You probably shouldn't
Yeah.
send it.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand, like, sure, maybe in the heat of the moment he said something, but like, have the wherewithal to like catch yourself and be like, these guys are fucking idiots, and then be like, okay, hang on,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, that was inappropriate.
Yes,
You know,
let's talk. Let's say
Yeah.
devs are these fucking idiots. Like, yeah, that's a great thing to call them.
yeah.
Devs. Oh my gosh.
Anywho, one last little piece of information I wanted to get into. This is actually, I just saw this morning, and I was actually really happy to see this too. They're doing an Xbox and Discord integration. Like,
Yes.
I'm so excited. Me and my brother are like dying of excitement because now I can finally talk to him while we play
Right?
Halo together. We're freaking out. We're so excited.
Yeah, I was really happy to see this. It's weird too because, like, what was it? 6 months, a year ago, there was those rumors of Discord trying to sell to like either Xbox or PlayStation, and
Everyone
then
else was like, what's gonna happen?
there wasn't a deal. But then it seemed like PlayStation and Discord had some sort of an agreement.
Yeah.
They must have worked out something with both, because now we got Discord support coming to Xbox, where this comes from Game Informer's Jason Guzio. I'm sorry if he actually hears this podcast. So he's breaking it down and says that they're going to integrate the Discord into the podcast so that players can now join a group chat from within the Discord app or on Xbox and have like one unified call system. And I think that's damn good timing. Like
Mhm.
it's good that game chat works across PC and Xbox, but this should
Yes.
make it even easier, especially because there's so many multi-platform games between Xbox and PC now.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Everything's kind of like under the Microsoft umbrella, so let's chat as if
yeah,
it
and
was.
I did the same thing. I chat with a buddy of mine playing a Halo, between Xbox and PC from time to time, because sometimes I play Halo on my PC and sometimes I play it on my Xbox. And I have actually asked him before, like, do you use Discord? And he's like, I've heard of it. And I'm just like,
How
that's
do you not use
crazy.
Discord
Like,
this day and age?
I live on Discord for
I
the
know.
last 3 years.
It's
3
like my
years.
main source of chatting and talking with
I don't even
people.
text people anymore.
I am the only person I text is my husband and some family members on occasion, but like I am 90% on Discord.
Yeah, if that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's some great news coming out. Like good
Great
stuff.
news.
Like other than the CEO
Amazing.
being a douche because that's what
Ugh.
CEOs do. Apparently, we got the cool news about the Discord and Xbox. The news of the Soulfring game, which looks really cool. Skate being free to play. I'm wondering if Skate's going to be sooner than later because of that. And of course, the PlayStation Stars. So,
And of course, D&D the movie. Just
is it a movie?
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's a movie. Yeah.
I think it's a
Oh,
movie.
okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
a series for some reason.
They had a
No, that would
series
have been
on.
really cool.
They had the Amazon series of
Yeah, that was Vox Machina
Yeah.
from Critical Role. They were the TV show. This one, the D&D thing is a straight up movie.
Gotcha.
Anyways, just had to throw
Gotcha.
it in 'cause I'm excited.
No worries. So, to close this out, before we go, I wanted to do a round of what have we been playing lately. So we can go around, do one at a time. Each of us kind of like throw out a game that we might have been playing lately. Why? What you're liking? What you're not liking? Just let's nerd out about some things we've been playing. All right. Why don't you
Alright.
start us off, Erica?
Sure. I was going through and I realized I had forgotten that I've been playing Divinity Original Sin 2 lately on my channel, Roll D5 with Matt, one of my friends, and I'm loving that game.
I'm trying
I
to remember if I
think
played that one.
I've played it before, like just like the first little bit of the game, but I played it kind of like by myself and playing it with somebody, and then on top of that, playing it on a stream where commenters are coming in and they're saying, "Hey, dude, you need to go in this direction," gently guiding you, as well as like, "Hey, how about we just like murder this guy?" And so we just save the game and we murder the guy and we see what happens. And we've just been having so much fun playing together. So if you played Divinity Original Sin, I highly recommend playing it with other people. It makes it 10 times more fun.
I definitely feel like this is the kind of game that I would play it bet more. I would get more into it playing it with
Yes.
people than by myself.
Yep. That's why I stopped playing it, because I was like, this is kind of boring, kind of sucks, but
Okay.
playing with somebody else is best.
I think this is a game that I tried playing because I thought it was a Diablo-like. And then when I started playing
Oh.
it, I realized
Wow.
it's more of a CRPG. And I'm like, oh,
It's
this
based
isn't.
off of D&D.
Yeah. So like, I remember like, oh, it's got multiplayer though. I'm curious, but I didn't have anyone to play it with at the time. So like, that's the kind of thing. Like, I'd be more
Yep.
interested in trying to play that like together with friends. I feel like that could be fun.
It's awesome. I love it. Anyways,
Nice.
that's what I've been playing other than Animal Crossing and Elden Ring, as always.
Are those your go-to like fallback games as of late?
Yeah. But it used to be a couple others, but yeah, it's just kind of evolved into Elden Ring because it's just so big and I discover something new every single time I'm playing.
I still need to finish Elden Ring.
I finished it 3 times.
What?
Holy crap!
3
Jesus.
times. Yeah.
Dang.
Where do you
I'm
find the
on my
time?
exploratory. I don't have kids. That's where my time is.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh.
spend more time gaming than I do with my kids. So
True parenting right there.
Oh man.
yeah. How about you, Jay? What have you been up to lately?
So I've been diving back into a lot of the Horde mode in Gears 5, like we played this past weekend. I've been trying to
Yeah.
max out the classes to level 20, which I don't know, I've been finding a lot of fun going back into it. Trying to like master all the maps by beating it on the hardest difficulties. But
Nice.
the one thing I haven't started it, but I hope to either tonight or tomorrow. I've been watching a lot of Assassin's Creed trailers lately because they have that whole 15 years of Assassin's Creed they're celebrating,
Mm.
and they kind of have the spotlight every week on. I think they started with Valhalla, and they're working their way down to the first game. And I think this week they're on Unity, and I'm like, man, like I remember when that came out, it was so buggy, it was almost unplayable, and I made it through it. I didn't really care for it. I kind of like the co-op aspect to it, but I was like, you know what? Let me re-download it. So I have it downloaded, and I'm like really really hyped to actually play it because I know they patched a lot of the bugs and everything. So
Mm.
like I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Nice. I've actually heard Unity's really good if you look
Mhm.
past all the bugs.
Yeah,
But I
like the
also fell
parkour in
off.
it was really good.
Yeah, I heard
Uh,
that was good.
The parkour?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the way you traverse the environments.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Parkour.
that's
Parkour,
an
parkour.
interesting term. Parkour.
Parkour. Have you not heard the term parkour before?
No, I did. I haven't heard it in regards to video games though.
Lots of games have parkour though.
Yeah,
Lots
but
of games have it.
I get what the parkour is, but I don't think I remember hearing the term specifically for that. So
Mhm.
I think I'm living under a rock.
Apparently.
No, but no, I didn't mind the story. I felt like it was kind of like an Ezio kind of ripoff in a way. I
Hmm.
feel like they were trying to get him to be like Ezio.
Yeah.
It didn't rub me the right way. But I mean, like
I
I
want it to
enjoyed
rub
from what
me
I
the
played.
right way.
No, but yeah, I have it downloaded. Like it's ready to go. I can't wait to hop onto it later and try it
Nice.
out.
Nice. Yeah, I have been playing Death Stranding Director's Cut in the last few weeks. When did we bring that up? I know I talked about it because we
It
were
was like
talking about like
2 weeks
apocalypse
ago.
movies,
Mhm.
and I saw like Death Stranding in a list of some of the best apocalypse games, and I'm like, you know what? That's on the PlayStation Plus, the new version, and it's got the director's cut. I'm like, I've never played this game. I really should give it a go. And everybody was encouraging me, so it's like, okay, I'm gonna start playing it, and I'm streaming it, so it's that fun of like having people like watching me,
Yep.
experience the game. And then it's got me, like it's got its hooks in me, and
Good. Told you. It's a great game.
I have no effing clue what's going on. I don't know who the characters are. I don't know what anyone's motivations are. I don't know why I'm doing any of the things I'm doing. But it's really fun to just
It
like,
does resolve eventually.
I'm sure it does. I know Hideo Kojima. I know how he writes.
That's true. That is true. That's a good thing to remember.
Every time I don't understand something, I'm like, Kojima, well.
Oh, that rascally fellow.
So I got to the point today when I was playing where I finally got like I stole a truck from the bad guys and I loaded it up with a bunch of stuff and I like knocked them all out and I stole all their stuff and then I drove away in the truck and I started using all the stuff I stole to start building roads and I'm like, all right, I've hit the sweet spot in this game now.
It's always nice when you hit that and you're like, yeah,
my
this is
biggest
it.
my biggest fear though is it's going to be Days Gone again, because my problem with Days Gone, as much as I love that game, is it was too freaking long. It dragged. It took me forever, and I still haven't beaten that game.
Wow.
It's just, oh my god, I spent so many hours in it. So I'm focusing on just doing story missions and trying to like get through the game,
I think
especially
that's
since
what I did. I
my
did like
time
a
is
couple
limited.
of side missions, but the main story was just too intriguing for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay focused because that's my problem, especially like open world games. It's really easy for me to get distracted in open world games, and then I never finish them. Elden Ring. So I have one more. If you guys want to each do one more, if there's any other games you want to shout out that you've been playing.
Yeah, what is it?
You don't have any others?
I personally don't. I've kind of just been playing kind of like the same ones. I'm really looking forward to Stray, so that's probably my biggest one. But there hasn't been many games lately since Elden Ring that has really captured my attention and made me want to play it all the time.
Mm.
So I'm hoping that'll be Stray for me for the next 6 hours.
So something I do know I need to go back to, which is a great game, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm.
Oh my gosh,
great
I've not
game.
finished
So
that yet.
good. And like I think I'm only on like chapter 7. I think there's over like 20 chapters. But I
So
went into
good.
it because I think I immediately beat Jedi Fallen Order. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's such a good game. And then I hopped into Guardians that same night. And like the first chapter or two, I was like, I don't know if I like this game because I think I was still riding high for how good that was.
Yep.
But then, like, I remember I went to work like the next 2-3 nights in a row, and all I could be thinking in my head is like, man, that was actually a really good game. Like, that's all I want to do is sit down and play Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, the voice acting in it's great, the music's great. Um, I I was a little skeptical that it wasn't multiplayer, but I kind of preferred that it's single player.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
Yeah, it's really
And
well executed.
yeah, and like I love how the music is like integrated into like the combat and everything. How you have like the little huddle ups and everything. I mean, it's a great game. And now I'm kind of torn between like, what do I play now? Assassin's Creed or finish Guardians?
Mm.
So
Ooh, have you played all the Assassin's Creed games?
yes,
Which one are you thinking of replaying?
because I was gonna go back through Unity. I mean, in a perfect world, I would love to just play all of them all over again.
Yeah.
But it's so many games.
I
true.
revisited Assassin's Creed 1 like last
see,
year, thinking I
Oh
would want to.
man.
I liked one a
Ooh.
lot, actually.
I want to do that, but I think the rumor going around is at the end of this
Like they might
15
be doing
weeks
a
of Assassin's
remake.
Creed, because they're going from Valhalla, which is the newest, all the way down, putting a
Valhalla and
spotlight on it.
Odyssey. I loved
So
those.
I think once they get to Assassin's Creed 1, because they're supposed to have an announcement, I think in September, and that's right around the time I think they're going to end that. I think they're going to announce the remaster of 1.
Well, I
That
hope
would be
so.
cool.
That's the
Because
only
I've never
reason I'm
played
holding
one.
off. It's
I
really
literally
good.
just today there was news from Ubisoft that they postponed the new Avatar game they're working on, and they canceled 4 other games.
Ooh.
There was 2 unannounced games, and another one was a Splinter Cell game, a Splinter Cell VR game.
Splinter
I know
Cell.
everybody's been wanting a new Splinter Cell game.
Splinter Cell. So good.
There was a Splinter Cell VR game that got canceled, and then there was
Sorry,
a
my cat.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Battle Royale game that they were working on that got canceled too. I'm hoping that one of those 2 unannounced games wasn't like the Assassin's Creed remake, because I don't know, man. Ubisoft
Nah.
makes some bad decisions lately. So.
I don't know. I think they put a lot of effort into marketing this whole 15 years of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's one of their biggest
cancel.
franchises for sure.
I think
so.
they're either. I think honestly, what they're going to do is, I think this year, because it looks like they're going to every other year doing Assassin's Creed games. Because I think this year will be 2 years since Valhalla came out, I believe.
What?
I could be wrong.
So. Well, yeah,
because
because
2020. At the end of 2020, it was.
It would have been November 2020, because that's when I got my Xbox Series X too with the Valhalla.
Yeah, that's right.
Valhalla was great. I would love to see like an Assassin's Creed based in like the Incas or something. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're either going to do just the remaster this year, and then continue working on the next installment of the game for maybe like 2024, 2026.
Yeah, I heard early rumors of what the next one's gonna be, but I forgot what they were off the top of my head now.
I think I was hearing stuff to where it was like it was going to drag a lot of the older Assassin's Creed games into one type deal.
That would be interesting.
Like you play certain memories from certain ones in one game.
That could be interesting.
That'd be great. And then I heard something of like an Assassin's Creed VR, which that would be on point. I would
get VR if they did that. That would sell me.
I'd be jumping into my TV, eagle dive.
And I'm afraid of heights.
Dude, the little bit of like VR I've played, I've almost done that a couple of times.
I want to play VR to experience that.
I need to play more Half-Life Alyx. Oh my god, Half-Life Alyx is so good. Oh my god, it's stupid that I haven't played it all yet. But I was going to say that the one other game that I've been playing a lot lately is Stardew Valley again. For whatever reason, I started playing Stardew Valley again. I picked up my old game save. Exactly. It's my chill out. At the end of the day, I'm done. I'm not working anymore. I'm turning my brain off, and I'm losing myself in my farm. And I'm like, I got to make all the aged goat cheese I can.
Game.
I got to have that aged goat cheese because it's the money maker. I'm just pumping out that aged goat cheese. But yeah, Stardew Valley is, I don't know. It's just, you get stuck in that loop of the day and the cycle of collecting and doing your rounds and like tending your farm, tending your animals. And then, I don't know, you just get lost in it. Yeah. Again, I was going to do a quick shout out, honorable mention. I've been playing a lot of Vampire Survivors. The game is stupid simple, stupid addicting. I play it at least a couple of rounds a day. And I had my best run yet last night where I lived for like, I think 13 minutes. 13 minutes is
that I downloaded too.
I don't know. V Rising.
V Rising.
We need to play V Rising too. I've only played an hour of V Rising.
Same. I want to play more, and that's one of those games that feels better with friends.
Yes, we need to do that. But Vampire Survivors is a old school like action adventure game where it's like you're just trying to survive as long as you can. And I played around last night where I got a new pickup, and it was garlic, and I'm like, garlic, what the hell is garlic gonna do for me? Whatever. But it created a little ring around my character, and it made a huge difference because you get swarmed by all these bats, and the garlic was enough to kill the little bats. And I'm like, this garlic is broke. Oh my god, I need the garlic.
Are the worst in any game. The swarms are the worst.
Yeah, that game is stupid. Like I would need to watch. I need to watch anyone stream that game because there's going to be so many moments where you're just like, oh my god, like shit just comes at you out of nowhere.
Is it multiplayer?
No, it's strictly single player. But if you ever
Alright.
play it, Erica, I want to watch you play it.
Maybe we'll do an anti-cozy stream because I've been wanting to do those, just like a random anti-cozy stream,
Hmm.
and I could probably do that because I need
Yeah.
to do something like that.
It's very much a roguelike. So like you're not meant to live for long. Your whole goal is to live as long as you
I'm
can.
gonna live forever. I'll die within a day, if
Oh,
not like
Yeah.
30 seconds. Feels right.
All right. Anybody else got any honorable mentions before I wrap us up here?
I don't think so. I just want to
No.
encourage everyone to have a cozy game. Always
Have a cozy game. I mean, I've got Stardew. I've been looking at revisiting Animal Crossing at some point, and I want to check out that new Square farming game when that comes out later this year. The
Ooh,
Hell
there's a lot of really
Hills.
good. I
There's
think
so many. I
so.
need to play Dinkum too.
Oh, Dinka looks so good.
Yeah.
I need to actually
Anyways,
pull that up to remind myself about it.
I don't know where all my notes went. There we go. There they are. All right. So that does it for us tonight on the Replayer Podcast. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. You can write us at the replayerpodcast@gmail.com with any questions, comments, suggestions for future discussions. Yeah. So, please like us and follow us to keep up to date with our newest episodes as we make them. Keep an eye out for a new show that we're currently developing that will replace the Replayer Podcast eventually in the next few weeks. That's the best I can say right now. Is there's a new show that we'll be announcing in the next few weeks. I don't want to say anything more. I can't say anything more because I
That's
don't
like
know.
that. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I think that's all you can say so far for
New
now.
is always better.
It's gonna be amazing.
New thing coming. So that's what a lot of this is. A lot of what we've been doing here on the Replayer Podcast over the last couple of weeks is testing the waters on new formats for the way we're going to do the newer show.
So nobody knows what it's gonna be because we've been testing out so many things.
we've been doing a lot. So I appreciate everyone who's been following the show, listening, supporting us. And I want to thank Erica and Jake for joining me tonight for tonight's discussion.
Yeah.
It was a good one. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for us, everyone. Say goodnight and game over.
Bye.
Bye.